We start with the Class AA state semifinal. New Rochelle still without head coach Lou DiRienzo facing Shenendehowa. Up 3-0 in the second quarter. Jesse Parson get the reverse. Scampers 9 yards. He had 125 yards on 17 carries in the game. It was tied at 10 at the break. Third quarter, Shen takes its first lead. Brody Vincenzi buys time, airs it out. Check out the catch by Joshua Schwarzberg. A 56-yard score. So New Rochelle is down 17-10. Move to the fourth, Tariq Benjamin. Throws it out to Gary Phillips III, and watch the junior go. Weaves his way through traffic, 49 yards to pay dirt. Game was tied at 17. Then a little over 2 minutes later, Benjamin airing this one out downfield to Raymond Dixon. Somehow he hauls it in. A fantastic catch. Take another look. He catches it with his left hand. An incredible catch. Touchdown. New Rochelle led 24-17. Shen still had some time left to tie it up, but Huguenot Steve steps up. Malik Darden comes up with the pick. Game, set, and match. New Rochelle comes from behind and beats Shen 24-17. For the second straight year, the Huguenots are headed to the Carrier Dome.
It's just our resiliency. We've been going through a lot of adversity. That stuff, that's motivation for us, and it just keeps us going on and on. No matter until the clock says 0-0-0, then we're just gonna keep balling out.
Carrier Dome, second straight year.
So it's an amazing feeling, and this year we're gonna win it.
And with that, we welcome you to another edition of the News 12 Sports Rush. I'm Pete Ruff. It was state semifinal weekend in high school football in Middletown, and the New Rochelle train, well, keeps on rolling. Let's welcome in Mr. Andrew Rappaport. And Andrew, what a wild game. Give the kids a ton of credit. Every weekend, it's a big fourth quarter, and they're moving on.
Who needs Coach D?
Yeah,
no.
They want him. But
I joke. But no, great again, second week in a row, rally to win for the coach, who's obviously not there, and a great job by the team. And it's my team. I've been on the wagon all season long. So
you love them. You love them.
I'm all about New Rochelle this year.
And what I took out of this game, folks, is that it wasn't just Jesse Parson.
Right.
There were other guys that contributed, and that's why they're moving on to the Carrier Dome. And I think that is huge going into next week.
I mean, well, that's what you need this time of the year, because it's one thing when you're playing the lesser teams and, you know, the defense aren't as good, but you're in the state semifinals. You need other players to step up, because the good teams know how to guard against one player. So the fact that everyone is contributing, more players, I should say, contributing, good job by them.
Yep. And if you go to my Twitter, @PeteRuff12, the Raymond Dixon reception is going bananas.
Go to his Twitter.
It's going crazy. Just a great catch. It gets through the defender, and then he's able to grab it with his left hand. His right hand's up on the shoulder of the defender.
Well, as I say, you should always follow us on social media, because we put these great plays up. We put interviews up there, and you don't have to wait until Monday to see little bits and pieces.
You wait a little bit afterwards, after the game, and then it's there. But just
social.
Incredible win, and New Rochelle keeps rolling. They're getting more confident, and now they're going to face McQuay Jesuit from Rochester, another private school,
which I hate.
They faced one last year in Aquinas Institute, came up short in that game, but they're going to face McQuay Jesuit on Sunday.
And I don't like it, and I've been against it for a very long time, that in a public school state tournament, private schools should not be allowed to play. And I get somewhere like Rochester doesn't have a Catholic league like they do in lower New York.
Right, even though there is in Buffalo.
Yeah.
But I guess they don't want to play.
I think these schools, these private schools, should be forced to play in a Catholic league, whether it's in Buffalo, private league, or in New York, and then have one big championship for all those type of schools at the end, because it's just these schools recruit, and New Rochelle doesn't.
Right.
And these schools get the players that they want, and New Rochelle gets the few kids from New Rochelle. So it's just, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right. I know my voice means nothing, and it's not going to change. But it's just not right.
But a lot of people feel exactly what you do.
Go play against the Buffalo teams and crown your own state champion. Have an upstate Catholic championship, not just a Buffalo Catholic championship. That's the way it should be.
Yep. Well, we'll see. We'll see if they can turn around and win one next weekend. All right, Class A state semifinal, Andrew. That was held on Friday night. Let's take you to the highlights. Ryan defending state champ Cornwall. Second quarter, Garnett's Declan Lavelle goes downfield to James Mackle. Great catch there. Even better moves after it. A 49-yard touchdown ride was within 8. Garnet's next series, Lavelle. This time connects with Quinn Kelly. The senior is going to take it down to the 2. It was good for 62 yards. Lavelle would go in from there. It was 21-14. Green Dragons still leading. They went under 3 minutes to play in the half. A huge play here. On 4th and 8, Louis Franchise connects with Mike Alfieri, an 18-yard touchdown.
Chest bump.
So Cornwall went to the half leading 28-14. The Rye would answer before the half was out. Lavelle this time decides to keep it. Scampers 13 yards to the end zone. Garnet trailed 28-20 at the break. Moved to the third quarter. Cornwall received the kick and proceeded to go 60 yards on 14 plays. It was capped off by this Amin Woods 9-yard touchdown run. Cornwall did a nice job slowing down the Garnet passing attack. After that, Derek Marrero had one of the 2 Green Dragons INTs. Cornwall headed back to the state championship game. They win it 45-34.
We've been here before, so it's nothing we haven't done, and we just came out and we played our hearts out. It all starts with game planning and everything coach tells us. We focus on the little things and we executed.
Our goal was to dome, have Thanksgiving with the team, and we didn't do that, but the senior group was really something special. I'll never forget it. The best 4 years.
All right, Rye finishes 10-2. Cornwall to face Carthage next Friday, this Friday, I should say, in the Class A championship game, going for back-to-back. And Carthage's only loss was to Utica Proctor, who almost beat New Rochelle last week. So Cornwall's going to have their backs up against the wall in this one. And but they're getting Aiden Semo back. They're supposedly, I heard the quarterback's coming back who broke his collarbone. Perfect. So that's good. That's going to help them out on the offensive side, even though they look flawless.
Good timing.
It is good timing.
Selfishly, though, I like games like this when both of our teams are in the semifinals.
Somebody's going to go on.
We knew we were getting a state championship finalist no matter what.
In that one, yep.
Selfishly, so it works out for us.
Yep. So good job by Cornwall. Great season by Rye. But they come up short. But hey, the Green Dragons are awesome. Yeah. You know, they're rolling.
They are.
They've been rolling since last year. Haven't lost in 2 years.
Good time to be rolling. That's true.
They haven't lost in 2 years. All right. How about the Class C? You have some information on this one where Valhalla took on Governor.
Yeah. So we spoke about Governor last week, and I said, "Where the heck is Governor?" I don't even know how to say it. And you didn't know, and I didn't know, so I went into the World Wide Web.
There you go.
There you go. And I looked where Governor is. And we have a map, because I promised a map of where Governor is.
There it is.
It's all the way up by the Canadian border. It's north of Syracuse, Albany. It's all the way up there.
That's like hockey country.
Yeah, it's a tiny little town, kind of by Plattsburgh over there, where I don't know what goes on over there.
Well, I'm sure they do a lot of hunting, skiing, fishing.
Going to Canada.
Yep. But guess what? They can play football, too.
Clearly they can. Let's show you against Valhalla. First quarter, Wildcats driving, but Mahari Davis Jr. comes up with the INT. The Vikings did a nice job shutting out Governor in the half. There you go. Maybe they can play football. The only points came from kicker Elias Gonzalez, a 21-yarder. It was 3-0 at the break. Third quarter, the Vikings, Michael Dawson zips it to Danny Tamaro. He's taken down at the 7-yard line. A few plays later, the big guy, Francesco Falco, barrels in. The lead was 11-0.
Biggest guy in the field.
That helps.
Yeah.
But the Wildcats would take over after that. Yes, they can play football. Yep. Scoring the next 14 points, making it 14-11 late in the game. Valhalla trying to get into field goal range, but Dawson is picked off by the boys in blue. The Wildcats will run out the clock after that. Valhalla's season comes to an end in the Class C semis, 14-11 the final.
Knew it was going to be a one-possession game, and our kids fought the whole time, and we got a little bit banged up there, but give them credit. They got a good, efficient run team, and they run the ball, and and they ball controlled us probably almost the whole game.
Class D semifinal, Tuckahoe taking on Mariah. Second quarter, Tigers QB Justin Lee calls his own number there. But Tuckahoe went to the breakdown 24-6. Third quarter, trying to get back into it. Lee connects with Evan Rivera. 77 yards. to the end zone. But unfortunately, Tuckahoe would never threaten the lead. Vikings running back Maddox Blaze, well, he was on fire. He rushed for 305 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Unbelievable.
Tuckahoe's season comes to an end in the state semis. The final there, 46-12.
I think we got out-muscled a lot. You know, we call this a weight room game. You know, those guys are much bigger and stronger right now, and then they showed it there, and their game plan worked.
All right, Tuckahoe ends the season at 9-2. Really, not many expected this kind of run from the Tigers, but they did a really nice job. They're a fairly young team.
And Mariah is one of those schools, because if I remember correctly, I think they're good in basketball too. They have good athletes, right? They're up in the state semifinals, state finals in basketball a lot too. So there's a lot of good athletes that come out of this school. You make it this far. Yeah, nothing to be ashamed of. Great season.
No. Mariah was just too good in this game. You know, they were the better team, and they controlled the ball. And that running back for them was good. Yeah, he was really good.
Speaking of good, I know it's not our team, but just a Catholic League update. You saw Cardinal Hayes lost in the state championship
game up in Buffalo. Yeah, so, week to week, you never know.
You never know. They took care of business down here. They beat all our powerhouses, but they couldn't finish the job up there. So you never know.
No, you don't. And looking back at Valhalla, only 9 seniors on that team. So they're going to have a lot of guys. The key players come back. The key positions come back. So watch out for them next year in Class B.
When you return
they're going to be a powerhouse.
Yeah, if you're returning so many players, this is just the step. You know, people say you have to learn to lose before you learn to win. I don't like that because I don't like to lose, but
but they're learning.
but they're learning,
and they did a good job this season. Another good year. All right, Andrew. Well, coming up next, I sit down with the new athletic director at Manhattanville College and talk Valiant Sports, plus how this Ardsley student found a passion for weightlifting through the sport of soccer.
Looks like me.
Yeah, you wish. The Sports Rush continues after this. Welcome back. Trying to be a world-class athlete would be a heavy lift for anyone, but that hasn't stopped Ardsley High School soccer player Alex Sador. He's giving it a shot anyway, and it's not in soccer. Our Gino Ganello has his story.
When it comes to powerlifting, Alex Sador is about as good as it gets. But this sport landed at his feet, kind of by accident. His first love was soccer.
I just love the game. It's just been like a passion since I was 3 years old, and my dad knew I was going to go far with it, so we stuck with it, and now we're here.
It all started a few years ago when the Ardsley senior realized he needed to put on some muscle for soccer. He headed to the weight room, not realizing what was about to come next.
It all started just from like nothing. Like I just got into the gym and I just kept like training, and there was no goals for me. There was just like, just get bigger for soccer.
Soon, powerlifting started to outshine soccer. He wanted to take weightlifting to the next level.
I started getting to the more powerlifting theme of things junior year when my friend introduced me into you could squat and deadlift and max on one attempt. So I was just like really interested in me.
He told me he was getting into powerlifting. I wasn't sure, you know, and next thing you know, he was out winning a national championship last year, and then this year like the major high school national championship.
Today, Alex competes at the highest levels in powerlifting. And as for his goals moving forward,
I just want to continue like just winning like national championships and stuff like that. From Raw Nationals, I qualified for IPF Worlds in Belarus.
In Ardsley, Gino Ganello, Sports Rush.
All right, thank you, Gino. Alex will compete in the World Championships next June. Well, Manhattanville College recently named a new athletic director at its Purchase campus. While Julene Caulfield is new to the position, her time with the Valiants goes back almost 2 decades. I sat down with the new AD to talk about what she calls her dream job.
Well, you've been waiting a long time for this.
I have.
What does it mean to finally get it?
I mean, it was just an unbelievable feeling when Alex gave me the press release and it said, you know, Julene Caulfield appointed. Like I teared up just looking at it in writing. I was like, I finally got there. I finally did it. And then when it went out and my phone, you know, just all the amazing text messages from the student athletes from 17, 15 years ago, just reaching back out to me saying, you know, congratulations and finally, and it was just better than I ever thought it would feel.
You did your graduate work here.
Yeah.
What made you stay? What about the college you love so much?
You know, I really just love the people that are here and the student athletes, and you just form the relationships, and you know, they keep coming back, and you really are able to make an impact on all of those students, and just seeing the place grow from, you know, grass fields to a bubble is just really rewarding.
You've seen a lot of changes in 18 years.
Yeah.
All for the good, I would imagine.
Yeah.
What are some of the ones that stick out?
Obviously, the most recent change is the bubble. You know, one of the only Division III schools in the Northeast that have that incredible facility. You know, it was a long time coming, and we got it up, and still, as it goes up for the second year, I'm still like, wow, you know, we have a bubble. And just seeing the growth in our sports. You know, we've added sports. Next fall, we're adding women's rugby. Again, yes, exactly. Again, one of, you know, a unique sport to add, and I'm excited to see that grow and just expand the different opportunities for the student athletes here.
Now, when you first came here, you guys were, the sports department was in the Skyline Conference.
Yes.
Then you left, and now you're back.
Now we're back.
Can you kind of talk about the transition coming back?
Yeah, so we really took a good hard look at the travel and the toll that was taking on our student athletes. The MAC is primarily a Pennsylvania-based conference. The student athletes were competing 3 hours away at 8 o'clock at night. You know, they were getting back at 2 in the morning, and it just wasn't great, obviously. So we took a good hard look and decided that geographically, coming back into the Skyline was the right choice. It also gives us kind of natural rivalries, right? SUNY Purchase across the street is now
original rivalries that you had.
Exactly, is in this conference with us again. We're playing in championship games where student athletes or, you know, non-student athletes can travel and cheer them on. Whereas if we were in a championship game in Pennsylvania, you got mom and dad in the stands, right? So
Sure.
Our student body's able to support our teams on the road now in those big games. And we were successful. We had 3 championships in the fall and 1 runner-up. So we're seeing success. We're winning, and winning is fun, right? Winning is fun.
Especially as an athletic director.
Exactly. It's fun and it's contagious. So we're hoping that it'll carry into our winter and then in our spring sport.
Do you have any visions of changing anything or any kind of, you know, going in a different direction as you go forward here?
I think that what needs to improve is our facilities. We have really outgrown some of our facilities. Our teams are growing, our teams are expanding, as I mentioned. We just are bursting at the seams. So I think that the number one priority is trying to find more space to put these student athletes.
Not a lot of women are athletic directors.
Yeah.
What does it mean to be one here?
You know, my friend from college sent me flowers and sent me a stat that said there's 1,200 athletic directors and 300 of them are women. And I was like, wow, really puts it into perspective. As I, you know, sit around the table and I'm like, you know, I'm one of them, and I got there.
Yes, she did. Congratulations. Great job. And no one loves Manhattanville more than her. All right, folks, when we return, he's the greatest closer in baseball history. And this past weekend, he was in Elmsford helping out some youngsters with their game. We'll have that story when the News 12 Sports Rush returns. Welcome back. It's not every day that you get to learn from one of the best players in baseball history, but this past weekend, some fortunate kids got the opportunity to do just that. Yankees legend Mariano Rivera held a baseball clinic at Game On 13 in Elmsford. Kids ages 8 to 16 got an opportunity to show Mo their stuff while getting tips from one of the greatest to ever do it. And while some may wish it would have been lasted a little bit longer, it's something they'll never forget.
It was an awesome experience.
Tell me, why was it so awesome?
It was awesome because I got to meet him in person and actually shake his hand.
I liked it because when I was there, I felt like he was helping me a lot, so then I felt better about myself.
Well, there you have it, some future Major League Baseball players.
Can I just say how jealous I am?
Yeah.
Because growing up, Mariano Rivera was my absolute favorite baseball player, so I'm so jealous. I got to say one other thing, too, because while you were doing that interview by yourself, the great meteorologist from News 12, Pat Kavlin, told me I'm an idiot and told me I was wrong because Governor is not near Plattsburgh. It's an hour north of Watertown. So don't jump on me, all you geography majors out there. It's near Watertown. It is near Canada, but it's not near Plattsburgh.
That's all right, Andrew. That's okay. You know, you only went to college at Buffalo.
Yeah, I know.
You're not a Syracuse grad, but that's all right. Hey, don't worry about it. Hey, congratulations to Valhalla's volleyball team.
Thank you.
Wins the state championship.
Yeah,
Jasmine
Buffalo.
Grant, who I spoke to earlier this past week, MVP.
Yes, good job by them. Good job.
All right, folks, well, that'll do it for Andrew Rappaport. I'm Pete Ruff. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next Monday right here on the News 12 Sports Rush.